Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pflugerville Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil in the house.
And I'm Leroy. So we're going to go to Baltimore, Maryland, where Omar Passmore killed 12-year-old Breaunna Cormley, his baby mother's daughter. So, like we said, here's the mama's boyfriend wrecking havoc again. Here's the report.
They sure know how to pick them.
No bond for Omar Passmore. The 28-year-old appeared here inside Baltimore City District Court by video after being taken into custody over the weekend for the murder of 12-year-old Breaunna Cormley. Investigators say the child was found shot to death inside a home here on North Kenwood Avenue in southeast Baltimore's McElderly Park neighborhood Friday.
Number one male, dark complexion, 6'2", approximately 260 pounds, wearing a blue-gray hat.
Passmore quickly named a suspect. Newly obtained court records shedding new light on their relationship and the case. Detailed here, Passmore and Cormley's mother have a child together. Witnesses told police the victim was home alone, and Passmore arrived at the location, entering the home through the front door. According to the statement of charges, loud yelling could be heard coming from inside. Then, for unknown reasons...
So, the girl's in the house. Why in the hell is he by herself? Why in the hell is he in there?
Who's yelling and arguing with a 12-year-old?
I'm thinking that that it may have been something sexual going on. Like he molested the kid or something like that. And the kid may have threatened to tell or something and he shot her. What's the other reason?
It's possible. But I'm thinking he probably lived there. Or he don't live there, but he spent the night over there, so much that he used to just coming over.
Right. Because like you said, what they arguing about? Why are you arguing with a 12-year-old? A heated argument where you got to pull a gun out and shoot the kid? It just doesn't sound right to me. I'm thinking that he was molesting that kid, and that kid may have threatened to tell on him or something.
Omar Passmore then shot and killed Breaunna Cormley. Passmore was seen briefly sitting on the front steps of the home before leaving on foot. The child discovered on the first floor of the home with obvious gunshot wounds to her body.
The grandmother came home.
This neighbor says the victim's grandmother made the heart-wrenching discovery. He placed the stuffed bear on the family's front stoop, adding his daughter went to school with the victim, according to Baltimore City Public.
So ain't nobody heard the gunshots?
He said he did.
They talking about the grandma discovered. The cops should have discovered, because if you hear gunshots, hey, somebody yelling over there and shooting, the cops should have been the first one to discover it.
Right. Yeah. You seen in the police report that everybody heard the yelling and the gunshot.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But nobody went and said, "Well, what's going on here?"
Right, and nobody called the cops.
Mm-hmm.
The grandmom had to come over, see that, and then she had to call the cops.
Yep.
Schools. Cormley attended the National Academy Foundation.
Messed up about it because I was out here when it happened.
The haunting question, why, also not answered in court. During the hearing, Passmore...
Hey, Philip, I guess people just mind their own business, because my man said he was outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard it. I was here.
Right.
But you ain't do nothing.
No, they just mind their own business, I guess.
Remained silent. Officials revealed he's unemployed, has attempted suicide, and nearly a year ago had a domestic violence protective order filed and granted against him. The victim in that case sharing the same last name as this 12-year-old victim, according to prosecutors.
Oh, come on now. The girl's mom put a restraining order in him. Why she just didn't say that? The girl's mom put a restraining on him, so he whooping ass and all that stuff. He the thug on the block, not working, whooping ass, busting guns and all that type of shit. And that's what she wanted. Mama's boyfriend can create a hurricane, boy. Fuck up the whole house.
A deeper look into Passmore's criminal history shows back in 2021 he had another protective order filed against him, but that order was denied.
Well, damn, he whooping it. He whooping anybody's ass that he involved with, huh?
That's what he do. They sure know how to pick him.
And most recently, in May 2024, Passmore was charged with misdemeanor destruction of property. Passmore awaiting his trial in that case and now also for the murder of 12-year-old Breaunna
They're
Cormley.
letting this man terrorize the neighborhood. He should have been in jail.
Yep. Now the second report is from his another baby mama, his Nylan Lightington, talking about how bad he is. How bad he's so bad and everything, but she had kids with him. Here's the report on that.
This is my son.
Nyan Layton.
This was after my daughter was born.
Flips through photos of two of her children.
Oh my gosh, so they've always been close.
Yes.
Opening up about a painful chapter that's only beginning to unfold.
I'm sorry. It's just, it's crazy, it's insane, it's heartbreaking, it's devastating that he could even do anything like that to any child, but a child that you lived with, you shared a blended family with.
Omar Passmore is the father of Layton's two kids. He's accused of killing 12-year-old Breaunna Cormley. Baltimore police say Passmore confessed to the crime.
I didn't want to think he was capable of something like this.
She says Passmore has
Yes.
a history of physical abuse.
He's always been as tall as he is. He's always been as big as he is. He puts his hands
tall.
on you. And
Come on now, she's in trauma.
Yeah, okay. For shit.
when he fights to try to hurt you, especially women, my children are scared of him.
A judge.
So you got this man in your house where your kids. I'm not talking about the ones you have with him because there ain't really nothing you could do about that. But the other kids, they all scared of him, and you got this man in the house because he putting your hands on you and probably whooping their asses too.
Mm-hmm.
Denied a protective order against Passmore.
Because he would come back with, I hit him. Like, if he would hit me, we would fight. I wouldn't just let him just hit me. But he would.
No, she said it the other way around. She bopped him and then he beat that ass.
Mm-hmm.
Was a lot.
And that's probably why they didn't give her the protective order. They probably was like, you instigating these fights.
Yep.
And that's just a natural reaction I have. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. I was scared. I was very terrified.
Passmore's history also...
Very terrified. You spread your legs and have a kid with this man. Huh?
And letting them live with you.
Right. Because he the man around the neighborhood. That's why. All the young boys was probably all scared of him and all that shit. And he pull his gun out in a minute, and that turned her on.
Includes a malicious destruction of property charge from Baltimore County.
Like they said, he was always a big guy, so everybody was probably always scared of him. All the guys on the block.
A big guy that's known to be whooping ass and fighting in the streets, and that's who you decided to have your babies with.
Yeah, because that turned her on.
Court documents obtained by Fox 45 News show Passmore allegedly destroyed property, showing up to his mother's house on May 25th. She claims Passmore broke furniture, a TV, and other items. She says she went outside to find her tires were flat and bullet holes in her windshield.
So he shot up her car. Shot up Bob's car.
How do people shoot up cars and nobody hear it? Like she came outside and saw her car shot up. You didn't hear when the bullets was going off?
The guy was like a one-bad terror.
Writing in the statement of charges, quote, I told the officer I was scared. I don't feel safe around him. Adding, I don't feel safe and he should not be around my grandchildren. Court document.
Damn, this is the mama. And mama always take the kid's side and shit. Not in this case.
Documents connected to the murder of 12-year-old Breaunna Cormley reveal Passmore and Cormley's mother share a child. And prosecutors say there is a protective order against Passmore by someone who shares the last name of Cormley. Now, the ripple effects from one child's death impacting so many others.
I know I have to. I just don't know how I'm going to tell them their dad took the life of their sister, because that's what they called her, their sister. Their sister, not my stepsister, my sister. It's up.
So she didn't tell the kids that what the dad did, but she went and told the news.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's really up. Like my kids, they're going to have to deal with this for the rest of their life.
Yeah, you put them in that environment, ma'am.
And they had nothing to do with it.
Well, I hate to laugh because it's not funny, but look at the situations that these kids are being put in. And like I say, I believe that there may have been something sexual going
Well,
on
if it
with
was,
that
it'll come
kid.
out because she's 12. Like they would know, like if she was touched or not touched, but like sexually assaulted, raped, or anything like that.
Right. Because like you said it from the jump. Why the hell would this grown man arguing with a 12-year-old girl? What's the argument about?
Mm-hmm.
A heated argument where he got to pull his gun out and shoot her multiple times, as they said on the news.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we going to Pflugerville, Texas, where Pflugerville ISD police are investigating a student and his family. He said he was attacked by a group of adults on a district school bus. Here's the report.
Pflugerville ISD police in Central Texas are investigating the alleged assault of a 13-year-old boy on a school bus. The boy says it was 3 adults who got on the bus and attacked him when another student who he had argued with and fought with called them for help. Fox's Rudy Koski reports.
People always claim like they all sweet and innocent and all that shit. The young man was, well, here's the report.
The incident took place on a Pflugerville ISD school bus.
I did see this one because like some of the stuff I don't look at. I just like look at the headline, and some of the stuff I did look at. I did see this one.
Bus like this one. It happened at Dessau Elementary School Tuesday afternoon when a load of summer school students were being dropped off. 3 adults got on the bus, according to Kelsey Trevino, and started attacking her son.
He's 13, and there was multiple of you, and one of him. And when he was telling you to
Just talk normal, lady, because ain't nothing rolling down your face.
you continue.
What did your son do to have 3 people adults want to jump on the bus and whoop his ass?
Exactly. That young man was talking big shit or whatever, and
I think it was more than talking. He probably was beating up on one of them kids or something.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He
bullying somebody, and they got tired of that shit.
Yeah, he was starting shit with the other young man, and like you said, they got tired of it. They said, "Well, look, we gonna be up in school tomorrow. Ain't no way in the world no group of adults gonna jump on a kid like that without him running his mouth or anything like that." Not saying that the adults were right, but come on now,
right?
These young men ain't all sweet and innocent. And you can see by the young man's skin color that the woman like to play on the other side of the fence, the chocolate side of the fence.
Taken of Trevino's son, Caden, a 7th grade middle schooler, shortly after the attack. He was taken to St. David's and treated for cuts to his face, a neck sprain, and a head injury.
My head hurts.
Recovering Wednesday at home, Caden told me a man and 2 women hit him like a blitzing football team.
Everybody jumped on. It wasn't just like so slow. You know, it was quick, and like one of them was like holding my arm to where I can't move or anything. The girl was like pulling my hair.
You don't need that ice pack on the top of your bush like that. That's not even reaching your head. He got so much hair on his head. It's like putting an ice pack on an air fro. It's not even reaching your brain. They playing a game to get this check now. They can sue the school for allowing it to happen.
Yes. You allowed these grown adults to jump on the school bus. The school bus in school, you supposed to be safe.
Yup. And he on TV with the ice pack on his afro. They ain't touching his brain.
Police are investigating. Caden says it all started while riding on the school bus. He had some heated words with another student that he claims that he met for the first time on the bus. Caden admits those words escalated into...
So this is the first time you met this kid on a bus. Y'all had an argument. No, you was trying to bully or do something to the kid or whatever like that. So my man probably called his family and they had came up there. There's no way somebody going to just start arguing with somebody they just met like that.
And see, what I don't like is we never hear the other side of the story. So they'll never talk to like the 3. Even if you lock the 3 up, at least let them have something to say why you did it, or talk to the little kid why you know your parents do this or whatever. We never hear the other side.
Or you can talk to the other little kids who's on that bus. And they could have been like, no, he walked in and he started with the young man that was already, you know.
So they want to leave it right where it's at, a victim. He didn't do nothing wrong. He got jumped by adults, and that's the end of the story. Like, yeah, right.
Right.
A fight.
Should have just ignored him.
After being separated, Caden says the other student called his family. When the bus stopped at Dessau Elementary, they were there.
A bunch of them just started running up. They pushed the bus driver or someone.
And did you see his face when he said, "I just should have ignored them." That he got that so full of shit look on his face. I should have just ignored him. No, you was fucking with him, and he called his family, and they came and they met at the school.
And I'm pretty sure that's not the first time he been messing with him.
Mm-hmm. No, supposedly this is their first time they just met.
But he's lying.
The girls snatched my hair. They started punching me, dragging me seat to seat, and then after all that, they just left.
So it was other kids on the bus, I assume. So they seen all this going on. None of them tried to stop or intervene or hoot and holler or nothing. And then go ahead.
I was gonna say, how did the adults automatically know who was the one? You know what I mean? They ran right up on the bus and tore his ass up because they already had some problems with him. He was just the bully, and then they finally caught up to his ass.
Mm-hmm. And now, I was about to say, but when you had started talking, now little kids, every little kid got a phone and all that stuff. They'd have pulled out the camera and said, "Oh shit, look at all these people coming on the bus," all that type of stuff.
Why they ain't got no cameras on the school bus?
Well, some of these buses do and some don't. I don't know.
Says the bus driver also let Caden go, and she found him walking along Dessall Road.
He was a terror on that bus, and that bus driver said,
exactly. Get your ass off my bus. We ain't doing this every day.
And there's the interview right there, Philip. They could have asked the bus driver what was going on. He saw the whole thing.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his job, though.
True.
If the school tell him don't speak on it, then he can't speak on it.
There, Billy Ray. Billy Ray is retired. He been working. He retired from a job for after 40 years. And this way, this bus driver job is a way for him to get a little money so he can drink beer with his buddies with and don't have to worry about using this pension and Social Security. And you ain't fucking that up. You ain't fucking this little.
Still dazed from the attack. She called a district transportation official.
They do have video.
Did they review the video?
She did review that video. She said she was sorry for the horrific, her words, video she's seen.
Trevino wants the...
Okay, so don't we need to have the talk with the person who's seen this video and can break it down?
The adults who hit her son to be held accountable. She understands there's also the possibility the school district may discipline Caden for his actions.
I can't accept because I don't condone behavior in my household.
Sure.
As far as Caden being physical with anyone.
Rudy Koski, Fox 4 News.
All right, Philip. We go on to our favorite place, Dolton, Illinois, where Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is nowhere to be found, and a report reveals a huge village dead. Here's the report.
The village of Dolton is more than $3.5 million in the hole. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is accused of misusing money, and today she's nowhere to be found.
She's been misusing money for a couple years now.
Investigation into Henyard's.
Yeah, but see, I don't think this is all her fault. Because,
it's not. They got a board. We talked about this. The board is the ones that releasing the funds. So if they're allowing it, shit, they all need to be fired.
Right.
Spending, Tara.
Jim and Marie, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the special investigator in this case. And like we first told you last night, not only did she find the village of Dolton is in significant debt, but she also found the village's credit card spending is out of control. Mayor Tiffany Henyard didn't respond to any of my...
Okay, so let's just say that was her credit card that she was using frivolously. Now, who was going to step in and say, well, you're spending too much and take the card from her?
You can cut it off.
Exactly. That's why I said this is not all her fault. It's almost kind of like she's being railroaded. I mean, it's her fault, but then it's not.
I think she's doing some heavy spending on herself, but there's others in position that's doing the same shit. And she's catching the fall of everything.
Right.
I request today, and I'm told she's not in the building. No response to repeated interview requests. I tried to track down Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in person today. Village employees told me she wasn't in the office and didn't say when she would be, a day after this. A packed community meeting Thursday night, outburst after outburst. Following special investigator Lori Lightfoot's limited examination of Dolton's finances. Her report revealing as of May 31st,
The village's general fund had a negative balance of $3.65 million. Lightfoot originally hired by
And this is a little town. This is not Chicago. This is a little town. When they got $1 million over budget, when was somebody was going to step in and say, "Wait a minute, we over budget by $1 million"?
Because the powers that be know what's going on. They don't care.
Right.
They're going to run that system dry.
Right.
Trustees concerned about spending, like self-promoting taxpayer-funded billboards, ads, plus spending on lavish dinners and trips.
Why are we going to these places? What's happening here?
Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood sat down with the CBS News Chicago investigators in February, telling us then trustees were denied requested bank statements.
You're having the same reaction that we.
How can you deny bank statements and all that stuff should be public record because they're public workers? So if we know that Floyd Mayweather got XYZ amount of money when he does a boxing event, that makes him he's getting money by the public. So you mean to tell me that they can't get the records? This don't sound right to me. That's why I say it's like her fault, but it really ain't.
With credit card spending out of control.
Receipts for credit card purchases are rarely provided.
Lightfoot further uncovering spending that doesn't add up. The report shows $40,000 spent on Amazon purchases in one day, money that's unaccounted for.
These are somebody using.
So this a red flag never came up to anybody that's on that board that somebody spent $40,000 on Amazon on one day.
One of the credit cards.
Another question lingering here, money spent on police overtime, with 2 officers racking up 6 figures in pure OT, $108,000 and $114,000. The deputy chief, just fired here last week, Lewis Lacey, paid $96,000 in overtime.
The village has been unable to pay all of its monthly expenditures with available cash balance.
Now, here's a question for you. Do you think that they was really working or they just like played around with the time card?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I reached all of the village's trustees in reporting this story today. As of right now, I have not heard back from one of them. Of course, we also haven't heard back from Mayor Tiffany Henyard. If any of that changes, we'll update the story that's up on our website right now, where you can find all of our coverage of these issues here in Dolton. Reporting live in Dolton this afternoon, I'm Tara Molina, CBS News, Chicago.
Well, they just mentioned about the police chief being fired. Well, here's the report on all this shenanigans going on here.
Several new developments in South suburban Dolton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports. That was just today. The comptroller says that she's concerned following our reporting on allegations of mismanagement in Dolton. The decision means that the village won't receive $135,000 this year that the state usually transfers to communities for unpaid traffic, parking citations, and other judgments. And that's not all that's happening in Dolton today.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge?
And a power struggle is also playing out.
It's a police standoff, but it's unlike any you've seen. It's unclear exactly who is running the police department and the rest of the village as Mayor Tiffany Henyard struggles to show that she's still in control. Ben Bradley continues his exclusive reporting from Dolton.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard tried.
Now you remember that Keith Freeman was her boy. Was he the treasurer? And we never talked.
Wasn't he like head of security or something?
No, he's on the board. I think he was like the treasurer or something like that. Well, we didn't talk about this on here, but he's got the government is after him, so he did a flip. So in other words, that he's about ready to snitch on somebody. So he's not in her good graces anymore. So as she was just trying to get rid of him right here.
To fire her top aide last week, but was met with silence from
the village administrator. So that's like the village administrator is in charge of all the funds and all that stuff. So I'm thinking all this stuff falls on him. And them two is all freaking frack with each other. So they were spending that money. See, that's why I said it's not all on her. It's his fault too.
Well, even the treasurer. The treasurer is the one that, initializes and finalizes, where the money's going.
Right.
So if she keep giving them money and knowing that it's on some bullshit, you just as wrong.
True.
Who refused to vote on the termination.
This is what y'all say about the person. Y'all say he's never at work, he'll do his job. Is this what y'all say? So what we doing, guys?
The standoff is surprising given that trustees once despised
Man,
village
how was she
administrator.
even voted in?
It was well, she did it was like not too many people like voted.
All right, well, they can't get mad then. Y'all didn't vote to put who y'all want in there, so now this fucking hood rat Joan is running shit. Y'all want to get mad.
Keith Freeman for helping Henyard run the show in Dolton and Thornton Township, but he's now cooperating with trustees, investigating.
Cooperating with the trustees, and he also cooperating with the government too.
Yeah.
Henyard's
because they after his ass.
Spending.
I had trouble following it as well, but now Keith Freeman is cooperating, doing what he should have been done in the first place.
Man, all y'all need to get fired. Every last one of y'all that works down there.
Trustees.
With the trustees, absolutely, doing his job.
That leads us back here to the steps of the Dolton Police Department. Trustees tried to fire Henyard's hand-picked acting police chief, Louis Lacey, after their investigation found he collected $200,000 in overtime that they say he wasn't entitled to. Mayor Henyard wasn't having it. She insists Lacey is still the village's top cop.
Dolton police officers and commanders received an email summoning them to a mandatory meeting with Mayor Henyard and Chief Lacey. Soon after, Freeman fired off a reply that read, Louis Lacey is no longer employed by the village of Dolton. Mr. Lacey is not allowed in any spaces reserved for employees without an escort.
We'd like to talk to you about whether you're still running things here in Dolton.
Running things.
Lacey arrived for the hastily called meeting, but sat in his souped-up Dodge Durango.
That's that overtime money.
Yeah.
I think we're in a standoff.
As the minutes ticked by, Lacey drove around looking for a way into the station.
If he's not allowed to be on the premises like that, how is he trying to get into the garage like this? You can't come in here.
So somebody closed the garage on the acting chief, and now he's pulling away.
Then it was time to play hide and seek with Mayor Henyard as she circled the station looking to avoid our cameras and questions.
For more than a half an hour now, we've been playing this cat and mouse game with the acting police chief and now Mayor Henyard.
Lacey later returned, but still wasn't talking.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge?
WGN Investigates obtained video of Henyard telling police commanders this afternoon she and Lacey are still running things.
Keith Freeman do not work here, he's fired. So stop playing these silly games, Board of Trustees, and putting people lives in jeopardy.
Do what you want, but anything after this is insubordination.
Mayor Henyard is now trying to pin the blame for more than $100,000 in questionable spending on first-class air travel, luxury hotels, meals, and more on her once trusted aide, Keith Freeman. But remember...
Damn, they done turned on each other with the quickness, too. All it take for the government to get involved. I mean, the flip. They was freaking frack with each other.
Henyard frequently reminds her critics she's the boss.
I'm gonna remember this. Because at the end of the day, I told you, you guys don't run the day-to-day. The mayor does.
Both Freeman and acting police chief Lacey are facing pressure to cooperate in the ongoing federal investigation.
Oh, Keith is cooperating, trust me. And then my man, the cop, I think he'll be flipping too because he like filed for bankruptcy or something like that. So now we know that he getting all his overtime money, plus he's working. What in the world you need to file bankruptcy for?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll probably flip also. She need to get out of there, but she's not gonna leave because she's making too much money, but because they coming. So if it was, yeah, but she should just step down. But I know she's not because she's making too much money. She should be the one that should be flipping on all of them because, like I said, it's her fault, but it ain't really all her fault.
You said Tiffany stepped down?
I said she should step down.
No, they like to remove her. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause people don't give up power like that on
right.
the room. And plus, like I said, she make too much money. She making $200,000, so she almost making $250,000. Where in the world she gonna work somewhere where she gonna be making $250,000? Hey.
After prosecutors charged both of them with bankruptcy fraud in separate cases. As the power play plays out, it's residents who suffer. Many voice their frustrations at the most recent village board meeting.
What about us? What about our fears? What about our tax dollars? I wish the FBI is around the corner so they can come and raid this place because all of y'all deserve to go to jail.
In Dolton, Ben Bradley, WGN Investigates.
Yeah, don't worry, ma'am. The FBI is right there. Well, we go into Tampa, Florida, where Alyssa Zinger, he was accused of posing as a 14-year-old and molesting multiple teenager boys will remain behind bars. I shouldn't laugh at that because I wouldn't laugh if that was a man doing it, but this woman is absolutely nuts, and here's the report.
The woman accused of posing as a 14-year-old and molesting multiple teenage boys will remain in jail until her trial. Alyssa Zinger appeared in court today to ask a judge for the chance to post bond, but that won't be happening anytime soon. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer is in our newsroom tonight. So, Aaron, what happened in court today?
Allie, prosecutors argued if she's out of jail, Zinger is a danger to the community and more specifically to underage boys. The judge agreed, but before he did...
Don't put her around a 13-year-old. It's on.
A lot more about how detectives say she tricked one of her victims.
On one state of Florida versus Alyssa Zinger.
Alyssa Zinger was back in court and asking a judge for the chance to be released from jail before her trial. But Hillsborough prosecutors believe she could strike again.
This case represents only one of the multiple juvenile male victims that Ms. Zinger was not only contacting and having sexually explicit messages with through social media, but also meeting and having actual sexual contact with.
Zinger is accused of using social media to convince young teenage boys that she was also a teenager. Tampa police first arrested her last November. Detectives say she befriended students from Woodrow Wilson Middle School in Tampa over Snapchat. Court documents revealed she participated in at least 30 sexual acts with one student. That investigation triggered at least 4 more reports from teenage boys.
Well, she did the same thing to me, too. Oh, this woman is... well, why she picked that school?
Because down the street from where she lives.
Including the case that landed Zinger in court Monday.
They did in conversation speak about specific sexual acts and engaging in sexual activity with each other.
And they took their relationship beyond just conversations. Tampa Police Detective Amanda Baranowski testified.
So that occurred on the 20th of November, 2022. So within a few days of these, the beginning of these conversations. Yes, ma'am.
Baranowski says in this case...
Yeah, the young man ain't gonna wait that long after all that sexually explicit stuff she was talking about. He wanted to see what it was hitting for.
Right.
The boy was just 14 years old and was convinced Zinger was 16. She was actually 21 at the time. She's also accused of posing as a 14-year-old in other situations, and the detective said there could be additional victims. Still, the defense asked the judge to give Zinger the chance to get out of jail and to consider her psychological issues stemming from bullying.
It's important to understand who Alyssa Zinger is and that she is not a normal 22-year-old.
Prosecutors said...
So she was bullied. That means she should be released from jail after she done molested young boys? What type of shit is that?
That's not good enough, and the judge agreed to hold her in jail until trial.
That's right. Stay your ass in jail as long as possible.
The state would argue there are no conditions of release reasonably sufficient to protect the community from the risk of physical harms to persons and specifically to male individuals under the age of 18.
And that is what the judge agreed with right there. And again, the detective indicated the investigation into Zinger isn't over yet and that they're still trying to determine whether there are more victims. Zinger, meanwhile, has pleaded not guilty.
All right. Aaron Mesmer in our newsroom tonight. Aaron, thank you.
All right, we go to Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Fayetteville restaurant owners Robert Harris and Yolanda Lockrear are in jail after they were accused of multiple break-ins. Here's the report.
Well, despite the couple being in jail in Wake County, their restaurant in Fayetteville opened today.
CBS 17's Justin Moore is digging deeper into what
So after they was robbing and all that stuff, the restaurant having their grand opening.
customers and workers have to say about what's going on.
Allegations about this.
And I did this report to look at our man Justin Moore. Look at his hair. Look at his hair and shit.
He chilling, new age look.
Yep. Who would ever thought that a reporter could be on the air with braids in their hair like this?
This couple are obviously having an impact on their Fayetteville restaurant. Only 2 customers went inside during the busy lunch hour.
And he's doing that fake voice, but it's a fake voice that I'm cool with. Not like that bass. Right.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on here.
Not that type of voice. So I'm cool with the player here.
An almost empty parking lot at the vegan spot on Murchison Road. While the doors are open, the couple who owns it are in jail in Wake County. Police say 36-year-old Robert Harris and his wife, 45-year-old Yoniara Locklear, are behind
I tore that name to shreds, too.
Rash of restaurant break-ins in Wake County.
You know, in her case, she's innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, shit, she did it. Knock it off.
Miss Sutton is Locklear's sister. Sutton stepping up to keep the restaurant open as her sister and brother-in-law sit in jail.
We're not closed. We're still here.
According to the Vegan Spot's Facebook page, someone burglarized the vegan spot in May. They got away with the tip jar money and a few sweet treats. In Fayetteville, Justin Moore, CBS 17 News.
Yes. So did they rob their own spot?
That's what it sounds like. I'm confused.
Right. That's what
you broke your own glass to steal the tip jar and some snacks. It's just right. What is going on here?
Or maybe they did it and then they tried to do insurance. Insurance thing. Right. She talk about something. She guilty until proved innocent. She did it. Come on, Dale. All right, y'all. We get out of here. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube at pnljudgementals, Instagram at _judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, Phil.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
My level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. No wonder where my crew is at.